today we're starting from scratch to thumbnails to concept to finished piece, and then we're doing it all over again. You're an artist, this is your life. Now let's get started. There are many ways to begin, so let's find the one you need now. Like with many things, how you want to end will determine how you begin. What style are you wanting to work in? Brushy, line-y, gritty, maybe something in between? This will be determined by how comfortable you are working in those styles and what your possible client is expecting. Let's start big first. You got a big project you want to work on, and you know it could take a lot of time on it. Make a roadmap for yourself. Us professionals do this with our highest priority work. When you see a League of Legends skin art, they aren't just winging it. They're making thumbnails. A thumbnail is a very small, at-a-glance image depicting roughly what you're thinking of in the piece. They're small, so you can see all of the image without moving your eyes, and as an artist, you can churn out countless of them very quickly. It's often a good practice to make any changes you want to the thumbnail first, so you don't have to waste time changing the actual image you're working on. Use this opportunity to make iterations and really experiment with the idea of the piece. Change the camera angles, change the poses, change the movement, change the focus. Change as much as you possibly can now, so by the time you actually pick a thumbnail to start with, you'll know you're working on the idea that beat the others. It's the best possible start. Next, let's loosen up. If your end goal is to be gritty or brushy or painterly, then you've got a serious advantage in terms of how easy it is to start. Take a big, dusty or hard to control brush and very gently just start making clouds, as I like to call it. This will activate your daydreaming mind to see patterns, just like looking at clouds. This is how I can start a piece like this, and it looks like it's being made as is without many huge changes. It just goes from dust to highly rendered piece. Start big, big brush, big dust, hard to control, a lot of chaos. Drop the opacity of the brush down a bit, maybe if you want, get an even better start. And then slowly you'll erase and put more in, take more off, like sculpting, and you'll create this piece out of chaos and your daydreaming artist mind. Now comes the sketchy part. If your end goal is a more drawn style with line art and clean edges, then for this, we are going to scribble. It's always best to save time, so knowing how to draw good will help you begin further down this process. But let's pretend you're a fresh-faced beginner who hasn't been hired by big studios to draw cool stuff yet. Start with loose scribbles. Try not to tense up your hand at all, and don't even worry about lifting your pen from the tablet very often. Your goal here is to spark inspiration, just like the cloud thing from earlier. Don't get tied down to anything you put down at this stage. Feel free to erase chunks and use that chaos to change how your brain sees the image. It's like changing a different cloud. Once you find a good form you like, you can start sketching in the lines. And from there, you just draw the rest of the owl, so they say. The most important step to beginning is intent, followed by the guts to make the first step. First pen stroke, first brush on the canvas, first click of the subscribe button and the ring of the bell. Then after that first step, it's probably a good idea to have a solid foundation on how to draw or paint. Lucky you, on this channel, you'll find hours and hours of free tutorials teaching artists how to do just that. Thank you tons and tons to my lovely patrons and Twitch subs whose support keeps this channel going. And I thank you for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.